So setting off in the Roush F-350, first things first is I gotta say, I feel like Boss Hog from the Dukes of Hazzard driving this thing. I mean, you're just so high up, you feel like you're the king of the road because this thing just demands presence. I mean, this is a massive truck and it looks intimidating when it's behind you, but I really like it so far. I really do. And I mean, I've been driving it for the past like 10 minutes or so, but I like how this truck drives a lot. So first things first, I know everybody's biggest concern is gonna be, how does this thing ride? Is it bad because of those shocks? Is it this? Is it that? It's not. This truck rides amazing. I really like that. I told you guys I'm a big fan of that Fox suspension, and I really am. I didn't lie about that. I like the way that how the suspension is able to be very comfortable on the street, and then of course also be able to go and climb anything you want it to do. You could go camping, you could go exploring the wilderness, do whatever you gotta do, and the truck can do it. Now, of course, you will get some road noise, and you guys will hear that when we get back on the road. I mean, I'm at a stoplight, but there will always be road noise, right? You have a big truck, you have big wheels and tires, there's always gonna be road noise. You're not gonna completely eliminate that unless you, I don't know, buy a Rolls Royce. But even at that point, you're gonna have road noise. But yeah, the truck drives great, it rides really good as well. I really like it. So I guess the one area of complaint that I must give the truck, and you know, I'm not gonna sit here and just tell you guys the truck's perfect, because of course no car's perfect, but the one area of complaint I gotta give this truck is, while I said it does ride really good, and it does, I didn't lie, when you go over bumps, the truck does like to jitter a little bit, and that's, I think, due to the fact that it is also lifted. You guys gotta remember, it's lifted off the stock suspension. It does have those Fox 2.0 shocks that I've mentioned multiple times now, but and of course the wheels. So the truck rides good in terms of a Super Duty truck, but in terms of, if you're looking for something that's you know, perfect, just no vibration, nothing, then you probably even shouldn't be looking at a truck in the first place, because you're never going to eliminate that. I mean, unless you go buy a, I don't know, a fully loaded Platinum F-150. Those are pretty solid trucks. But I'm going to go over this bumper here and I'm going to show you guys what it kind of does. So as you can see, it's not horrible. I mean, you don't hear the interior start creaking and everything, but of course it is a little bit more jittery because of that lift kit and because of the wheels. Now, the next thing we really got to talk about is this powertrain. So everybody's biggest thing when it comes to these Super Duties is, of course, a lot of the guys that buy diesels want to modify them, right? Well, here's the thing. From the factory, it doesn't matter if you buy a Shelby version or a Roush or the Black Ops trucks or whatever, none of them come tuned from the factory. There's a reason for that. So the EPA has become very stringent on diesel vehicles, specifically trucks, because of the emissions they emit, right? So they're not gonna let these companies, or even Ford, just start tuning trucks, removing all their emission stuff, because that's why these trucks all have those DPF, diesel particulate filters, all the EGR stuff. All that stuff is exactly for the emission stuff. And when you start modifying the truck, you start allowing it to release more of that bad, you know, emissions into the atmosphere, of course, damaging the atmosphere and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, listen, I'm on the side of, I like big trucks, and I do like diesel trucks specifically, and I like the way they sound when they're straight piped, but I understand why, we can't have that from the factory for some vehicles. And it's I mean, just due to the laws and regulations. But of course, Roush is not just gonna let this thing go, you know, as a slow truck, of course. Now, I mean, when I say slow, I'm not referring to as this thing is fast, because guys, this is a 1-ton truck. This thing weighs almost like 10,000 pounds. There's no way in heck this truck is fast. I mean, it is pretty quick, because you have two diesel options from Ford. So you could get the 6.7 regular Power Stroke, which is cool. I mean, it has like 700-ish pound-feet of torque, so it's pretty good. Or you can opt out for $2,000 more, and you might as well, and get the high output Power Stroke 6.7 liter. That gives you 1,200 pound-feet of torque. I mean, in a truck this big, let me just floor it. So we're doing about 30. Let me show you guys what this thing can do. Okay, we gotta slow it down. That's, oh man. And it didn't even look crazy, right? It didn't look like I just started being like, oh my God. This truck, the way it accelerates is so effortless, because it's so big you don't even feel it. And it's got so much torque that it's just, effortless. It's almost like an electric truck to where it just goes. But yeah, and then of course horsepower is around 450 horsepower, which is to be expected. Diesels don't have a lot of horsepower. They're mostly torque monsters. But in terms of the powertrain, I think you can't go wrong with the high output 6.7. It's an awesome, awesome diesel powertrain, and it's a lot. It's a big torque monster. I mean, the thing will just haul. But yeah, now I do want to discuss this interior because it is really nice in here. I'm sitting in here. I do have the cooled seats on, and it's very nice. It's not, you know, I'm not very uncomfortable in here. I'm not feeling tired or anything. I'm sitting comfortably in these seats. These diamond quilted seats, I really like the way they are. They are very comfortable. It is really good leather. My only complaint that I gotta say is that up here where I showed you guys the upper diamond quilted, and it's just me personally, my back up there, I'm starting to feel it's a little weird because you don't sit fully on it and it's kind of in bumps. Maybe that's just me, maybe I'm just weird. That could be the full possibility. I'm just saying I think it's a little weird for me, but again, it's very comfortable. And down here by my leg, I don't feel anything, so I think it is just me and my back. But it's an awesome, awesome interior. And of course, you already start off with one of the best interiors. I mean, the Lariats, you know, Ford's Lariat Super Duties are awesome trucks, and this one's fully loaded. As I said, heated, cooled seats. I have the cooling aspect on right now because it is kind of warm in Vegas, surprisingly, but it is very nice in here. I'm going to open the window a little bit because I want you guys to hear it, because while I did say it doesn't have an exhaust, it does sound pretty good. And we're going to do a little acceleration right here. So 1, 2, 3. All right then. So we did get some wheel spin right there. I know, we got some wheel spin, which is crazy. I tell you guys, I am always flabbergasted when I drive one of these trucks and I floor it and the traction control kicks on and you hear the rear tires spinning. I'm like, what? This is a massive truck and it's spinning the rear tires again because, you know, given there's nothing in the bed. But I mean, my gosh. And there's that one bump I showed you guys. You do get a little bit of, you know, the steering wheel kind of likes to kind of play around a little bit because of the aftermarket wheels. But of course, that's nothing crazy. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here having to, you know, manhandle the truck trying to keep it on the road. I mean, letting go of it, it's going straight. It's got no issues. The truck is awesome. I tell you guys, I am a massive fan of this because it's not a regular F-350. I mean, you have a bunch of everything everywhere that tells you this is not a regular truck. You have the Roush symbol. So if you want something that differentiates you from the regular crowd Super Duties, this is definitely a cool truck to consider. But I am a big fan. I really am. I do like the truck a lot. I love the interior. As you guys know, I'm a big interior guy. I love the interior. I wish that I think you can option it out with different colors. I could be wrong. I would probably go for something like, maybe like a brown, but I mean, the black's not bad with the stitching. It's a good interior. Like I said, I would just probably go something a little bit darker, or a little bit like lighter, sort of brownish, caramel maybe. That would look pretty cool, I think, in my opinion. But yeah. Now, I know one of the biggest questions also going to be, how does it drive at highway speeds? Well, let's go ahead and hop on the highway and let's find out how this thing drives. Now, of course, because we are getting on the highway, we need to get up to speed, right? And it's not a problem for the Power Stroke. And there it is. We're at highway speeds and the truck is cruising awesome. I mean, not a lot of, I don't hear much road noise. Honestly, not really any. You hear just a little bit from the wheels, of course, but nothing crazy. I mean, nothing like that you would be sort of having to scream in here to have a conversation. None of that. But it does sound really good. The truck is very comfortable. I mean, nothing's changed. I still have the, you know, the seat coolers on, and I'm just sitting here just cruising, and it feels awesome. I mean, the only thing I guess I gotta say at highway speeds is the steering does feel a little weird, and that's because of the lift kit and the wheels. But aside from that, I mean, it's not like, it's not dangerous. It's not the point of a lot, like where it's the death wobble. There's none of that. But of course you do feel just a little bit of, you know, a little bit of play. But aside from that, this thing is awesome. I mean, I'm cruising at about 65, 70, and I'm I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm super comfortable in here. The engine is very torquey, as we mentioned earlier, so you don't have a problem passing. And honestly, I would love to be able to test, like throw a trailer and a car behind just so I can see how it drives then. But I doubt you're gonna have any kind of issues. I'm 100% sure the truck's gonna drive exactly the same as it does now. But yeah, I mean, let me know down below, you guys. I'd love to hear from you what you think about the F-350 Roush. I mean, is this something you'd consider, or do you think that you probably just like a regular F-350, which there's nothing wrong with that. They're sweet trucks. I just think that this is one step above it, because it is. I mean, it differentiates itself from those trucks because it's something else. I mean, you don't just see Roush Super Duties on the street. Again, like I told you guys, I didn't know they made Roush trucks until I got into this one this morning, which is really cool because that means it's different. You know, a lot of people are gonna be surprised by this truck. They're gonna be like, what is that thing? A Roush? They're gonna think it's fake. But that's why you have that sweet little plaque in here, right? But let me know down below what you guys think about the truck. I'm excited to read the comments. I hope that, you know, this truck is cool to you guys. I mean, it is a sweet truck and it's like nothing else. But let me know down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a fantastic day.